A couple of hours ago, Bleeding Cool, a very reliable news site that has leaked events such as the Dark Web and Lazarus Planet, commented that Marvel Comics plans to eliminate Mary Jane Watson, a character widely recognized for being the girlfriend and wife of Spider-Man. Bleeding Cool usually has informants within DC and Marvel who often share information regarding future events or plot arcs of both publishers. This case is special, since this information did not come from some anonymous informant within the House of Ideas, but the site has deduced this thanks to recent requests from Spider-Man. Solicitations for the Amazing Spider-Man number 25 and number 26 were revealed in February, both of which will go on sale in May. Marvel shared synopses for these issues and announced that these comics would be the most shocking Spider-Man issues in 50 years. Issue 25 will be an oversized comic priced at $7. The synopsis tells us that readers are not prepared for what will happen in this issue. Number 26 will be a regular $5 comic. Here it is revealed that the emissary has returned and his power is far beyond Spider-Man's abilities. Furthermore, he comments that victory against this villain will come at a great cost. So far everything seems normal. But the requests for the month of June are the cause of all this theory that we are commenting on. The description tells us that someone has died in the previous issue. An important character that has not yet been revealed. Also, we have confirmation that Dr. Octopus will return in this very story. After hearing this, I ask them, which character will you think will die? Although we have many options, Bleeding Cool posits that the chosen one will be Mary Jane. This is due to the slogan with which Marvel announced numbers 25 and 26. As we said at the beginning, here it is commented that this will be the most surprising story of the hero in 50 years, and curiously, in the month of June it is the 50th anniversary of the Amazing Spider-Man number 121, a comic that is mostly recorded for showing us the death of Gwen Stacy. If we take into account that Zeb Wells did a kind of homage to Ben Reilly's time as Spider-Man in the Beyond arc, it is very likely that he wants to do a similar story to the death of Gwen Stacy. If you're still not convinced, Bleeding Cool compared the cover of Spider-Man Blue number 2 to the cover of Amazing Spider-Man number 25. If you look closely, both are very similar. You are featuring the arachnid swinging with his beloved on the back. MJ's hair even plays into the background of the cover in the same way that Gwen's hair does in Spider-Man Blue.
Coincidence? I think not!
Finally, the anticipated return of Document Ock could be another sign that confirms this theory. Let's remember that he was the one who murdered Gwen's father 50 years ago, this being one of the events that defined Spider-Man until the untimely death of his girlfriend. When I first read this theory, I thought it was impossible for something like this to happen, but the more I thought about it, the more sense it made. Sadly, and with the release of the applications for the month of June, other evidence arrived that confirms this theory. Every month, Marvel usually reprints a classic comic in facsimile format. These are reprints related to a current arc or event. An example is that, when Fantastic Four was re-released, that same month Marvel released Fantastic Four facsimile number 1. Now, in the requests for the month of June, where the death of Mary Jane is believed to occur, Amazing Spider-Man number 121 facsimile edition was announced, a comic where the death of Gwen Stacy took place. Normally, you would think this is a special 50th anniversary edition of this story, but there are more and more coincidences. Zeb Wells has been heavily criticized for his run with Spider-Man, especially since he was one of those responsible for ending Peter and Mary Jane's relationship after Nick Spencer got them back together in the previous run. In fact, Marvel has done a lot of weird things with Mary Jane recently. Regardless of the fact that she has now become the adoptive mother of 2 children, the redhead has developed a very close friendship with Black Cat. Both starred in their own title during the Dark Web, in which Mary Jane obtained superpowers. In addition to that, we must remember that in the special for the 60th anniversary of Spider-Man we saw that Peter and Black Cat restarted their courtship. In fact, the cat felt uncomfortable talking about it with Mary Jane because of her past with Peter. This brings me right back to the time when Peter was dating Gwen. Stan Lee himself commented on several occasions that Gwen was the perfect girl, while MJ was a rebel. Both competed for Peter's love for quite some time until Mary Jane herself decides to step aside to let the hero be with Gwen. After the latter's death, Mary Jane became Spider-Man's main love interest. Which is why the writers decided to slightly change her attitude to make her more modest and less rebellious. Although she was still out partying, the truth is that she was no longer as crazy or disinterested as she used to be. Marv Wolfman created Black Cat as an upgraded version of MJ. Someone who could take his place as Spider-Man's love interest, since Mary Jane had taken the place of the perfect girlfriend. Although the thought that MJ dies sounds quite crazy, it must be remembered that readers thought the same thing when Gwen's death was published, and really, the death of the redhead could even become more surprising and controversial than that of the blonde. Well, let's remember that most Spider-Man fans grew up with the idea that Mary Jane is the hero's true love. Perhaps many are already tired of the constant breakups and reconciliations of these two, but the truth is that they are one of the most emblematic couples in comics in general. Really, I can't imagine what fans will do if Marvel really does eliminate Mary Jane. Let us know what you think of this information. Do you think Mary Jane dies in Amazing Spider-Man number 26? We will have to wait until May to find out. We are the Comics Awakens, and we will see you in the next video.